Welcome back to another video, guys. So in today's video, we're just going to cover yesterday's trade. I'm just going to cover a trade recap, and yeah, hopefully you guys can learn a thing or two, because I'm going to be showing you guys also a bit about the daily profiling and stuff like that. Okay, so let's jump into it. So we'll start off by, firstly, I just wanted to point out a few things here. So if we go over to the data page here, I just wanted to point out that in January, we are at a 100% daily win rate. So meaning every single day that I've traded, I've won. So not individual trades. So you can see individually, I've taken 2 losses and 3 wins. But the losses that I have taken were much more outweighed by the win I got. And I ended up positive for the day. So you can see just how much I've improved since just last year. You can see since July to December. You can see my daily win rate, like daily rate. You can see it started at 55, went about 60, 65, and then yeah, December I didn't really take any trades. You can see I only traded 4 days of the month, but yeah, we don't really cap that. I just didn't really want to recover the losses. I just left it there and just decided to take a break and trade the next year. But you can see around 50 to 60% I win in terms of each day to day. But yeah, you can just see already halfway through the month and really at 100% a daily win rate, just because of a few things that I have implemented. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into it. We can actually go, yeah, let's go into here first. We have a look at the trade we took. Actually, we'll hop onto the charts. I think that's a bit better. Let's start off with the monthly. Just having a look at the monthly, just to give us a bit of bias. You can see kind of where we are headed towards. So right here, we can see that we have swept this monthly high here, and you can see it's kind of like a CRT in play. We've swept the candle, this CRT high, and then we're looking for the monthly CRT low to be a target. Now on the daily, you can see that this is that monthly CRT low, okay? But you can see prices looking kind of bearish on the daily time frame, and we're respecting the CBs in hand, and we're headed towards this low, okay? Now it looked like this low was wanting to get swept with CPI. It's getting prepped for CPI. You see on Monday, we just obviously make relative equal lows here, anticipating that CPI comes in and sweeps it. But you can see, look, obviously CPI pushed us really high. Yeah, so obviously that didn't get taken. But we do have SMT, and we're also within this 2 to 2.5 standard deviation range. So this could be a good reversal point with ES taking this low, and then we start to trade back higher. But I would like to see this low get taken before we do head for all-time highs, or even this monthly CRT low, okay? So that's on the daily time frame. If we head over to the 4-hour, so what I was looking for in the 4-hour, you can see more on the 1-hour, you can see it better, but okay, let's go into the 1-hour so I can show you. Kind of bias coming into the day was, this is Monday, so you can see I've marked out the days, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You can see on Monday, we just came really close to sweeping this low, but we didn't. Okay, and we started to trade higher. Tuesday, again, didn't really come lower, taking that low. So what I was looking for was price to rebalance into premium of this range. So you can see this range that I marked out, this high here, so this low. If we mark this out here, even to show you guys a bit better, this is the range. I want price to rebalance into a premium imbalance, okay? So you can see this 1-hour fair value gap, and I wanted price then to have good reactions out of that, and then we head for ERL. So this is an IRL. Where's my arrow? IRL to ERL move, but we kind of got something a bit different. Okay, so that was on the hourly time frame. Now that could be in play. The IRL to ERL play could still be in play with the larger 4-hour time frame. So you can kind of see, instead of this being the range, on the 1-hour, it looks more clear that this could be our dealing range. But on the 4-hour, you can see this high to this low. This is our range. And again, mark this one out, extend those lines out. You can see, looking for price to rebalance into a premium and then head for ERL. So again, even if you wanted to look at this, so you can see this was obviously an ERL, external range liquidity. You can see we swept right through that, okay? And now we're starting to play into the IRL. So this is an ERL, this ERL to IRL move, okay? And then we could head back lower into this, sweeping these relative equal lows here. So this still could be in play. But yeah, just coming into that, I did just want to see a move into here and then potentially look for a move into the rest of the week, but maybe we're not going to get that anymore. But yeah, just coming to the actual trade, what I took. Let's just start with the hourly time frame. You can see that this is all of Asia. So if I mark, doesn't show on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, you can see that just on the hourly, we're respecting this 1 hour gap. Okay, you can see bodies closing within this gap, and we just wicked here during London, which is our smart money reversal. So you can see we swooped this low, and on the 15-minute, it's more clear. Yes. So on the 15-minute, we swooped this low into this gap here. So we have a 15-minute gap that we tapped into, and we swept the Asia lows. So if I mark this one out, you can see Asia lows got swept in London. Okay. Now, if you guys know me and you guys know the times and the time elements that I look for in a trade, you know that this is our daily manipulation during London. So if I had to show you guys here, you can see this is we're looking at a classic London protraction daily profile. So what we're looking for is price to tap into a 15-minute or 1 hour IRL, and then with our smart money reversal, smart money techniques at between 2 to 5, and then we're looking for a change in state of delivery out of that, and then a retracement into discount or premium, depending if you're bullish or bearish, between 7 to 10, and then a high or ERL being swept at 10 to 12. And that's exactly what we got, guys. So if we go back to the charts, you can see 2 to 5 did indeed put in the low of day. So you can see from midnight, we're looking at an open high low close. So I don't want to confuse you guys too much, but let's show you guys here. So you can see midnight opened up, put in a low, the wick for the day, low, high, close. Okay, so it's an open, low, high, close. And we're looking for that low, if it's a London protraction, to be between 2 to 5. So that's exactly what we got. 3 o'clock, put in this low, as you can see, 3 o'clock right here, which is between 2 to 5 into this imbalance here. So we have this IRL move, and then we're looking for ERL to get swept, which there is a lot of targets here, buy side targets that could get swept, including the ones up here. Okay, now let's just show you what happened now that we had CPI news. Okay, so what we're looking for now that we've confirmed that London was the manipulation, so we had this soup of Asia lows, we had this 1 hour gap being respected, and we have a tap into this 50-minute gap. What did we get? We got a change in state of delivery right out of that. So you can see these are our last down closed candles. We got a closure above that, which marks our change in state of delivery. Now, we had a short-term rally just up here, okay? And just before news, we started to go a bit lower. And with news, what are we looking for? We're looking for a retracement. Okay, so this is a bearish example, but because we had a bullish example, you can see we're looking for a retracement low. Okay, so if we just flip this, looking for a retracement into discount for us, into discount, have SMT into a gap, and that marks a valid retracement discount between 7 to 10, and then we look to target ERL between 10 to 12. Now, what did we get? We got 830, which is our news candle. Look at that. Our CPI news candle, what did it do? Before it rallied all the way higher, what did we do? We swept this low right here, the 730 low, with SMT, and we also tapped in the equilibrium of this range. So from this low to this high, we did come back into discount right here, tapping into this order block and also retesting this 15-minute change in state. So between 7 to 10, we got that. 8:30, our news candle came and entered this change of state again, respecting this 50-minute gap as well. And then we pushed higher. So I don't take a trade yet. We're still looking for a trade between 9:30 to 10, okay? Now that this was the bias coming to the day, so all you need to know is before New York, what can we see? We can see that London formed our manipulation, okay? And 8:30 retraced before rallying up, and we're looking for 10 to 12 to reach our ERL targets, okay? So we also do have this buy side target that got hit. I just removed it. Okay, now on the 5-minute, let's have a look. So on the 5-minute, you can see that this news candle left a massive wick. I mean, not a wick, a massive fair value gap. So you can see from these two wicks here, this is our gap. Now, when we have a massive gap like this, you can use a fib tool to mark out the quadrants of the fair value gap, so you can see where price reacts off of. Okay, so obviously we'd like a move into equilibrium, but sometimes price is very strong, and then the 0.25, and then we just reacted off of that. Okay, so I'll show you guys now on the 3-minute, just before we get into the 1 minute. You can see now that we have confirmed that we are bullish and we have our ERR target up here, we are looking for longs, okay? Now, how do we frame a long like this? So obviously we have our SMT here, and then price starts to drop lower. Now, what do? We tap into this 0.25 level and then look at this reaction off of that. Okay, so we don't really go into further discount, but we do tap this level. Now, what I was looking for before entering any longs, this is the macro marked out here, by the way. But before we take any longs, I wanted to see this 3-minute get inversed. So you can see how we're wicking into it and we're respecting it. But before I enter any longs, I want to see this get inversed, and you can see right at 939, boom, we invest that. And there was also another gap here that I would have liked to see get inversed, but I did take a trade before this get inversed. But you can see again, yeah, it did get inversed. Now on the 1 minute, I'll show you guys the exact trade here. So where is it? Here. So this is again the move into the 0.25 level, and then we got this tiny inverse gap right here, and then also a sweep of liquidity here, targeting these highs. Now, a lot of people I know did take a trade right at this level here. Okay, so I'll show you now. So obviously you guys know what the change in state delivery level is, and that's when we close above the last down close candle's opening price. So you can see right here, this is our change in state, and this is kind of confirms the trend reversal. Okay, so we reverse the trend, so we are bearish and we reverse it into bullish. Okay, now but what happens here? This is a typical market structure shift. I don't use that at all. I don't like it, and this is why, because you can see this is a market structure shift where we've shift structure from low, high, low. So we got a low, a lower high, and then a lower low, and then we got a higher high. And you can see this marks our market structure shift. And look what happens. So if you enter a trade right at this shift of structure here, and you put your stops here, look what happens. Boom. Because we don't actually close. Our body doesn't close above this. So we know total sweep this, and we head for liquidity here. And then this is where a lot of people lost money, and this is where I took my trade. So when I see this get swept, so once I see liquidity get swept here, and then we start to displace higher, this is where I'm looking for a trade. So we got our change in state delivery right there. You can see this blue line. Okay. Let's also take this background off. It's a bit frustrating. So you can see about this blue line. This is our SISD level. And then right here, we also got a breaker block. Now, technically, our breaker block is wicks included. It's this entire block here, but I wanted to be more specific and just at the closure to the wick. The closure to the wick. And then we also have this BISI right here. Now, a BISI and a breaker block mixed together or next to each other is a unicorn model. So I really would have liked to seen price tap into this unicorn right here, this gap, where they overlap, and then take a trade there. But what happened was price was extremely strong. Okay, so as you can see, we just wicked into this BISI, and look at this reaction. Boom, we react right off of that. Okay, and then we form this really low probability order block, but you can see price taps into this wick of this order block again, and look at the reaction. Boom. So that just shows you how strong price was, and in my opinion, PA was very clean today. So I was very happy with the trade. And yeah, just for the timed aspects again, you can see, look at that, we'll put in the high of day, 8:48. So at this time, 8:48 is high of day. And if you look at this picture here, you can see we're looking for high of day between 10 to 12. So I know that this is a fake high of day, and it is going to be swept again. So you can see once we got our change in state, tap into this BISI reaction, and then tap into this order block. I knew price was looking very strong. I took a trade off of that just before the macro. And then again, price put in a high. So we swept this, we put in a high at 950. Again, it's not 10 to 12. So I look to see this. I look for this to get swept at some point. Macro opens up, immediately rebalances. Okay. Now we don't rebalance into discount of this range or into a deep retracement into breaker or BISI right here. But what we do get is price taps into this BISI again. So you can see, look at this. Price taps into this and we close above. I took another entry off of that, and then we came slightly lower back into this order block, this low probability order block, and then we reacted off of that. Okay, so I took a trade off this order block here, this BISI, and then at the closure of this candle, because I knew that this would be our buy side target up here, and this was a good confirmation long. Okay, so those were my entries. And then I did take a partial off of this buy side target right here. So you can see what put in the high. Technically 10 did. So you can see this fat candle right here swept the 950 high, and we closed there at 10. So this is our new high of day. But then we did form a high at 10:03 before putting another short-term low, and that was our new high of day. Okay, so this technically is the trade done and dusted. But I did leave runners. I did only take off one there. I did leave runners for this buy side target up here, which if you see on the 4 hour, actually is this high here. It is this no, so it's not that high. It's not on the 1 hour. I took it off there, but you can see on the on the 1 hour here, this high was my target. Okay, so we did take off this high here, but ES had taken already this high out of all this liquidity area. So you can see I marked out this low resistance liquidity run, and I wanted to see price tap into the top one here, which it did eventually. But ES had taken that prior to 10 o'clock or whatever. So we had this bearish SMT the entire time. So just know that this was the buy side target that is being referred to in the 1 minute. This one up here. So I wanted to look for price to tap into that one, and that would have been my trade done and dusted. But you can see right here, we got I did take off a contract here at this buy side, and then re-entered some more contracts at this BISI. As you can see, it held, and we started to expand higher. Now I was looking for a potential 10:30 to 11 to be put in the new high of day. So you can see high of session, sorry. So you can see between 8:30 to 10, we got the retracement with data, with the data lows. And then I'm looking for a closure in the session. So in this open high low close within the session between 10:30 to 11. So you can see price did come really close to putting in that high at 10:30, but it came at 10:20. And then I got my stops finally taken out somewhere between here. So I'll show you guys the execution of the actual trade. So if we go right here, you can see this kind of like a market maker buy model as well. With this being a high, we put in our SMR right here, and then we trade into that high. So you can see these are exactly the entries I put in. So at this order block right here, like I said, took an entry off that. We came one more time lower into this gap, took a trade off that. And then we also formed SMT here as well. So there was a 5 minute BISI right here. If I show you the 5 minute, I hate how it doesn't go to it. Where is it? So we do have this 5 minute gap right here. As you can see, this gap did not get tapped into in NQ. Okay, NQ did not tap into this gap at all. Okay, as you can see, but with ES it did. So ES tapped into this gap. We have SMT here, and then we push higher. Take another trade off of this confirmation. Boom, here we got another change in state delivery right there. And then I take off a contract at this buy side, and then we came back lower into this BISI. I take another trade off of that, and then holding for runners into this buy side target. So you can see in total, I don't know where my averaged out entry was. I would assume it was somewhere around here. So we took off one there. So you can see TP at the buy side. And then also if we mark out the manipulation leg here, so this manipulation, we can mark out the standard deviation that the -1 could have been another partial point. So you can see I did take off literally at high of day. Like that's kind of crazy. So you can see TP2 was this -1 standard deviation. We did have SMT. That's why I was a bit cautious leaving it until TP3. But eventually it did get taken this buy side later during the day. But yeah, that's just kind of the trade, guys. So yeah, you can see perfectly executed. I am doing pretty well on the eval. Looking to pass that very, very soon. But yeah, guys. Hopefully you guys also caught that trade. It was a banger. It wasn't A plus, but it was an A rating trade. But yeah, guys. See you guys in another video. Peace out.